Hello subscribers and friends, it's Vic from Forever Scrapping here with a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout process video using a cut file. So I got the cut file which I've cut on my silhouette. It was a Paige Evans one and I'm using the Dear Lizzie She's Magic collection and some of the Pink Fresh My Favourite Story, I think it is, collection. I've used the Pink Fresh paper to back my flowers on my cut file because I thought they matched really well with the background sheet of paper. So I didn't want the whole cut file on my layout, so cut it in half and then decided where I was going to put my different shades of colour. I wanted it to pretty much follow the same as that background piece. So there's a few ways that you can back these cut files. Sometimes I like to freehand it and sometimes I draw around the shape. So to start with, the flowers were quite an easy shape to cut freehand round. So I cut my backing paper into the rough size and then trimmed away the excess if necessary. But because the shapes were not too complicated, it was quite easy to cut the right size of backing paper without drawing a guiding line. So I'm just backing it and then just checking once I've stuck my background paper on, I'm flipping it over just to make sure that there's nothing showing around the edge of that cut file, and if there is, then just giving it a trim. So fast forwarded a bit because you don't need to see me back the whole cut file because that would take a little while, and I think you probably get the idea of it. So just giving it a finish off. And I was really pleased with how the colours on the cut file worked with the background paper there. So I had this really lovely photograph of my daughters from 3 years ago enjoying a free music concert up on a common near to us, and I can remember my husband, I and the girls went up there and took a picnic with us, and the sun was shining and it was lovely weather. We had such a great time, and I managed to catch this photograph of them enjoying each other's company, and that's what inspired this layout and using the flower cut file. So I thought of the saying, if friends were flowers, I'd pick you, and that ends up being the title on this layout. So once I've decided where I want to put my cut file, I was then I saw a video of a layout recently by Lisa Fonseca, and I really like her work. Really think it's quite, fun. And she'd done some cut files of balloons and made them into Easter bunnies. So that inspired this layout with the flowers as well, because I decided that I'd make my flowers into flower people. So as you can see, I'm just drawing little faces in those flowers on the cut file, doing a bit of shading in with some pens of matching colour, and just having some fun with it really. And I absolutely love how it turned out and thought that it matched what my title was going to be for the layout really well. So here I am, I'm thinking about my title, and as I said, it's going to be If Friends Were Flowers, I'd Pick You. And I wanted to try and use up some of my scraps of paper from that Dear Lizzie She's Magic collection. So I decided to hand cut my title out of those papers, and I thought I'd use the floral paper that I had left just because I thought that tied in nicely with the tool. So I've cut all my letters out and then decided they didn't actually stand out that much from the background paper, so I drew a black line around all of the letters. So I'm just adding some white distress paint with a spatula on my background paper and doing some paint splatters as well in white, and I also used some pink Distress Oxide ink as well, just to try and add a little bit of interest and depth to my page. And I've only applied it to where I'm going to put the cut file because I just wanted to make the background behind it a little bit less busy, just to help it stand out more from the page itself. So whilst that's drying, I put it to the side and backed my cut file on some foam. And that gives it a little bit of added dimension, just makes it stand out a bit again from my layout. And you can use sticky back foam pads that you can buy, especially for crafting, but I like to buy the kid foam because it's a lot cheaper, and also you can cut it to size then, so you can cover a bigger area with it. So my mixed media bit's dried now, and I can attach my cut file to my layout. And then it's just a case of deciding where I want my photograph of my daughters and to embellish the page. So I decided that the title that I cut out of the floral paper still wasn't standing out very much, so flipped some of those letters around to show the reverse side of it, which was quite a dark blue, and I thought that sort of made the title more visible on the page and quite liked the look of that. And I used a white pen to line around the darker letters to try and tie it into the lines that I'd done on the floral side of them. So I'm just mounting my photo of my daughters on one of the journaling pieces from the She's Magic collection, and used one of the frames that I had left over to sort of double mount it. Wanted to use this tag to add my journaling to. I added some green twine to that. I attached that to the page by actually threading it through the cut file and securing it that way, and I quite like that because then I didn't have loads of twine sort of in bunches across the page. So I'm just adding a few little embellishments now to the cut file, adding some stickers on top and behind the cut file, and that gorgeous blue camera ephemera as well. I thought that linked in well with the blue in the title that I had and my blue origami bow that I'd had left over from a previous layout. So there wasn't much else to do really on the page, just a few little finishing touches and to trim the excess cut file that's hanging over the edge of the page off. I hope you've enjoyed this process video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do, and I'd love it if you aren't a subscriber. If you've subscribed, that would be fantastic. You can find me over on Instagram at Forever Scrapping. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's inspired you, like Lisa Fonseca inspired me to create those little friendly flowers. And thanks for watching. Bye.